February 24th, I released my first video on the channel. It's a reaction to the Hume Lake theme announcement. May 18th, I released another video reviewing their first official trailer on the theme video. August 1st, I return from Hume and make part 1 to this review, talking about everything except for the video. Everything on this channel has led to this. So welcome back, guys. We're finally getting into it. The long-anticipated review of Bingo. The film itself clocks in at about 44 minutes long. As you can probably tell by the timestamp on this video, this is also a very long review of it. I want to go in detail on some stuff. Pretty much got started on this one as soon as Hume sent me the Twitter link saying, hey, you don't have to wait until September to do it. You can just download the film right here. But I wanted to take my time and write a script for the review. Really dive into some stuff. It's not because I'm lazy. I mean, I can be lazy, but not in this situation. It's in September because that just happened to be that way. If you're wondering how Hume went, aside from the video, got a part 1 video to this, as I just said in the intro. You can go check it out here. And as always with these long-form reviews, spoilers ahead. I'm going to be going into great detail on this. If you haven't seen the video yet, meaning you didn't go to Hume for some reason, you can click on this annotation right here, or there should be a card right now, and also link in the description below on this video. No restraint on spoilers, full speed ahead. If you want to pause right now, make some popcorn, get some pizza, whatever it is you eat while you watch the long-form videos, go ahead and do that now. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So we open up the film with... Wait, what? Did I accidentally put on the trailer? That's just how it starts? I mean, okay, cool.
This is the story of how I die. Well, I don't actually die.
Why would you even say that?
Let's go back to the day the she-fox came.
Alright, so we cut back to the actual start of the film. That was completely pointless.
This 100-acre paradise is my home.
Seriously though, Winnie the Pooh's lawyers are waiting for you to slip up there. Be careful with that.
So you all look to me for guidance, for leadership, and for protection. I just speak for... Bingo! Him.
Okay, so this is gonna be my last comment on that weird beginning, but like, I don't get why that was added. It just seems like this is the perfect way to start the film. Like, I introduced the characters, the setting, I already get the metaphor nicely, I buy the farmer-dog dynamic. It seems like you really didn't need that pseudo-Tarantino thing at the beginning. It doesn't add anything to the film. So the farmer is going out of town, or maybe he's going back up to the house. That bit's not quite as clear.
Gates are closed, fences are mended. Yeah. You just keep the others out of trouble. I know they can be kind of dim, but they're my critters. I take care of my critters, no exceptions. No, I want you to keep that on, Bingo. Yeah, because I want everyone to know that you belong to me. Good boy.
The God and Elijah metaphor here isn't really any more subtle than other metaphors have been in years past, but it really works here. It's just the relationship between man and dog just kind of works in that way. Dogs just look up to us, as we've seen in previous films that I've talked about. That whole aspect just makes the theme work a little bit better. It was... What can I say? This was a great idea. After the farmer leaves, we get our first look at the rooster. In my trailer review, I thought the rooster was going to be the main bad guy. Here we find out he's evil in a different sort of way.
Look at these two players horsing around. Watch me whip, cause you're gonna
Sorry about that. I actually cringed so hard my collarbone popped out of place. There's a whole like 15-minute like Lethal Weapon 2 type thing where I'd like smack it against the wall and pop it back into place, but I mean, it's a little too graphic for a little internet show here, so yeah, I mean, oh well. Back to the review, I guess. So we meet Nabby the pig, and we get this interaction between him and Doodle the rooster.
My good friend. Doodle,
my dear friend and loyal compatriot.
By the way, these two, yeah, they hate each other.
Hey, it's a pretty neat way to convey necessary information. Troy actually hates this bit and wonders why the director thinks that high school students can't understand subtext. I mean, maybe they'd pick up on that fact if we got more than 2 lines into the conversation. So we establish here that Doodle wants Nabby's tub full of Whole Foods water, but Nabby won't sell it.
You may be king of the barnyard, but in the pig pen, I am prince.
Well, things change, Bacon. Yes, things change.
And we meet the villains of the film. We got the wolves, and we got Queen Jessie.
Meet Jessie, a fox, queen of the wolf pack. You know, a lot of critters are dangerous because they're big and strong and their teeth are sharp. Jessie's a whole different kind of deadly.
Of all the barnyard animals, clearly you must see how similar we are.
Side note, I'm pretty sure she has rabies.
Doodle tries to convince the animals that the wolves are just like them.
My good friends of the barnyard, don't be afraid of our new friends. Come close. Come forward. There doesn't need to be a separation between the so-called wild animals and ourselves anymore. Are we really so different? They have hair on their bodies, as do our bovine friends. They have long, swishy tails, like the horses.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, man. And of course they roll out their idol, Farmer Bill. I said it in the trailer, I'm gonna say it again, this is a clever analogy. This part of the metaphor translates over really well. Trying to replace a farmer with a scarecrow does, work well when comparing people trying to replace God with idols. Again, smart metaphor right there. How did you hear all of this? Where were you in these scenes? Is Bingo omnipresent?
You may find yourself in a situation where those animals put themselves in danger. They might be walking toward a cliff with no idea of how close they are to hurting themselves. Someone could even come along claiming to be me. And that's the biggest danger of all. Because once you put your trust in them, can they feed you, shelter you, or are they just a cheap fake? The animals won't thank you for telling them the truth, no. They'll wonder why you can't just let them live their lives the way they want. And they'll even call it hatred. But letting them settle for some phony version of my protection, well, that's not love. That's the most cowardly form of hate there is in the world. If you love your fellow animals, speak up.
Again, this is another great teaching moment, but I feel like it goes on a little too long. What are the main points of this little speech right here? The animals might stray away. If they find something to replace the farmer, then that's even worse than not having a farmer at all. And if Bingo loves his animals, he's gonna speak up and call people out and tell the truth and all that. I just feel like you could get that out a little bit quicker than, giving a whole sermon in this little bit. And then after this came the opener, the little musical stage bit that they have every year. For the purposes of this review, we're going to skip it, but I mean, it was fun. It was nice. Music was good. They had some original songs that actually were kind of cool. Doesn't hold a candle to last year with the pirate ship and the, out there on the pond, but I mean, it's, for what it was done really well. So, I mean, there's that.
Serving the hammerman.
I don't really have a place to put this, but I really like the cows' voices. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, shoot, these guys are gonna be annoying, and then it turned out to be one of the funnier parts of the movie, so I mean, good job by those guys. Also, this line delivery is the best.
Oh, what's up, dog? Hey. Hey. I'm a horse. Hey.
Gets me every time. So the wolves are clearly up to something as Bingo gets called back to the main house.
Bingo! Ain't no sound sweeter than that. Every time he calls, I feel like a pup again.
Come on, boy. Right here in the farmhouse. I'm proud of you, pup. Good boy.
Wait, that was the answering machine? He was pretty far away. How loud is that answering machine?
Bark! You know that feeling you get when a rainbow appears, but then you remember you're a dog and you can't see color?
Okay, whoever wrote that line needs a raise. Like, right now. No joke, no sarcasm, that was genius. It's hilarious. Man. Just strokes of genius throughout the dialogue here. So Farmer Mac explains that he wants Bingo to stay in the house for a while. The farmer leaves him a bed, some water, and a giant bowl of Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, that's a nice substitute for dog food right there, but I know what's going on. I've seen movies. You can't trick me. I know what's up. So we transition back to the barnyard, where Doodle is freaking out over the attempted murder of Bingo.
They were going to attack him, but he sniffed it out somehow and bolted.
And then they got on their bikes to run him down.
But they never caught him. A failure, which I believe is deserving of a special punishment. Besides, you're king. Why should you be so concerned about some flea-infested mutt?
Who are you to judge? You got rabies, girl.
Alright, it's all a joke. Set it up in narration, now it's paying off here. There we go.
That mutt is Old Mac's farm dog. He barks with Old Mac's voice. Going after him is like taking a swing at Old Mac himself.
Is it just me, or is Doodle starting to sound more and more like Martin Luther King Jr. with every line?
Farmer Bill will watch over us.
Farmer Bill. Is this what Farmer Bill's protection looks like?
If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions.
Why are you being so uptight, anyway?
Really shows a nice spot to pull the freeze frame.
Because his wife has rabies?
Nope, no, you already did that.
How can you be so relaxed about all this? What is wrong with you?
Rabies.
Okay, hold on, time out. If you're gonna do a running joke, you have to, like, build momentum with it. It has to kind of, like, build on each one. At some point, somebody has to mention it in real life, not just in the voiceover, but, like, it never appears after this scene. It just really feels tacked on, especially because those last two are you're just saying rabies. It's not building on something you set up, it's just rabies. Gotta put a little more thought into, like, that type of running joke. If it's even a running joke. Again, doesn't go past this scene, so.
What are we going to do now that the crows are all upon us?
Oh, your animals will feed us.
Why would they do that?
Because Farmer Bill wants them to.
Farmer Bill also wants them to download this new self-help ebook. Only $2.99. So the animals line up to give their government all their resources so it can be redistributed. Gee, I wonder how this is gonna turn out. Dude, you left all that food there at once? That dog's gonna plow through all those Cocoa Puffs in like 5 minutes and then fall over dead. You need someone there dog sitting and feeding them and giving them proper portions. This is dog owning 101 stuff right here. What's going on?
Stay, boy. Stay. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's what's best for you right now.
We'll get those commies later, boy. And now the animals are pretty much out of food. It's almost like communism is fundamentally flawed or something. Anyway, the chickens are panicking because they only have one egg, and that leads to this. Ooh, dark. Or white. I can't really tell what type of meat that is from here. I'm more of a white meat guy myself, not that that's racist or anything, just I know my chicken.
You gon' make me bring out the dough.
Okay, this is awesome. It's cheesy, absolutely cheesy, but it's awesome.
Me bring out the backyard dog, front of the lawn dog. No matter what the size, I'm speaking to all y'all. Where are my dogs at?
Do you trust me, pup? My animals need you. It's time for you to go back to the barnyard.
So Bingo heads back to the barnyard and whoa! Holy spontaneous transitions, Batman! Where did that come from? I swear, if I have to fade to black one more time! Extreme close-up! Wah! Anyway, we get a repeat of this bit.
Watch me whip, because in there,
Hey.
Yeah, that should have been the reaction the first time around.
What's the matter? Did you go horse?
That's what happens when you do everything wrong and ruin the farm.
Enough with the voiceover.
Why, Fredison? Doodle, my dear king and friend, I'm so happy to see you.
No, you're not.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
Have I made it clear how annoying this is? Okay. Good, okay, I'm gonna stop commenting on it now. This isn't even the last time this will appear in the movie, I'm just gonna brush over it. Just ignore it. So the animals hate him now, Nabby still won't settle in the pen, chorus, bridge, chorus, guitar solo. And we get the confrontation between Doodle and Bingo, and the main conflict of the whole story is kind of spelled out right here. Don't get me wrong, the message itself works, and this initial conflict is actually great. It's just that it feels like it gets preachier as this whole scene goes on.
If I want to say that this Buffett is my farmer, why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? What business is it of yours? You have your farmer, and I have mine. Why can't you just live and let live?
Because that's not love! Allowing you to give yourself to a false farmer? One that'll never feed you or care for you or protect you. That's not kindness, Doodle. It's killing you slowly, one day at a time. And because I know how much old Mac loves you, I'll never let that happen.
I don't know, it just feels like the second half of this fight doesn't feel like conflict. It feels like part of the sermon got thrown in. Brevity is the soul of wit, was something that Shakespeare said. People will appreciate it when you give them little snippets of stuff and let them digest it instead of constantly force-feeding them the same stuff over and over again.
All right, Runt. What do you propose?
Well, clearly there's only one way to settle this.
But I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. What's the matter, dog? You embarrassed? This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence.
Now, if you know the section of the Bible this is based off of, Elijah and the prophets of Baal get into a competition to see who is the true God, God or Baal. In the Bible, they set up these altars, and then whichever God is going to bring fire to the sacrifice, that's the true God. In this story, it's whoever can scare away the crows. And since Farmer Bill is a scarecrow, this would seemingly be easy for the opposition. But the wolves try, and they can't get the crows away. Now it's Bingo's turn.
I know your heart, Bingo. You're a good dog. I know that all you want is for those animals to trust me the way you trust me. You just don't know how to make them listen. But you can't force anyone to listen. You just keep telling the truth. Patiently, with love. When they're ready, they'll hear it.
Bark.
Eat love, you filthy animals! Whoa, whoa, whoa! He just blew a scarecrow clean in half with one shot. Farmer Mac is packing some heat.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
No. Old MacDonald has a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
And then they murder the wolves with their bare hands.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Also, that falcon sound effect, that's awesome. Great. That's a spicy scene right there.
Sir, let's get you out of here.
Okay. Are you guys done mugging yet? Are we...
Let's to bug out.
Okay, cool. There's a couple seconds we're not getting back.
Doodly woodly. I'm home.
Wait, where have you been this whole time?
Doodle. Where are my wolves?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Liam Neeson killed them. Well, I mean, I think he killed him. There's also that after-credits scene where he's laying next to one and the wolf's breathing slowly, so I think he killed him. He may have also died doing it, the live and die on this day, live and die on this day thing. I mean, it's up to interpretation depending on how you go with it, but I mean, somebody's dead. Somebody's dead. Go see The Grey. It's an awesome movie. Sorry I spoiled it.
Everything is right with the world. What could possibly go wrong?
Don't say stuff like that. That's exactly when stuff goes wrong.
No, not chained up. Dead.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Sweetums, I'm not so sure about this. I don't think this is such a good idea. Bingo is old Mac's chosen farm dog, and
That little mongrel murdered my wolves. I want blood.
No! Oh, you women and your insatiable bloodlust. What are you gonna do? So Bingo takes off running, and then one of the main reasons why I wanted to do kind of a longer review of this, because I thought scenes like this would be better done in the film version than in the stage play version. The stage play version just kind of had him running past the farmhouse and then just kind of, you know, taking off down the aisles, and like, it worked. For a stage play it worked, but it was limited and you didn't get like the camera angles and you couldn't do quite as much creatively with it. So let's see what the film does.
At that moment, I should have realized that everything I'm worried about could be solved by running toward my farmer. In his house, there's food, water, and shelter. And best of all, a guy who I know can beat the tar out of anything that might try to hurt me. So why am I running the opposite direction? That's a good question.
And it's not better here. It's basically the exact same thing as the stage play. For some reason, when I first saw this scene, like, at the middle school, like, I was picturing, like, an Edgar Wright type thing where, like, you're zoomed in straight on the house, and then it's, like, describing everything, maybe getting inside house of, like, water being poured, food being put out, the farmer in a chair, just like, ah, yeah, isn't this great? And then you pull back out, and then Bingo runs straight past the house, like completely horizontal to it at full speed, instead of this setup here. I don't know, I'm nitpicking a little bit, that's how I would have done it. I feel like it might have been funnier if they had shot it that way, but alright, whatever, you get the scene. So Bingo runs to the countryside thinking that all the crazy, bloodthirsty farm animals are chasing him, when really it's the farmer and his pickup truck. Meanwhile, back home, Doodle is still unpopular, and horse, cow, chicken, duck, no pen for you. Ugh.
I know, but to send a bunch of sheep and goats to kill a seasoned farm dog.
You're right. I should have sent my wolves instead. Oh, wait. They're all dead!
Oh, and this again! It's always about the wolves, isn't it? The wolves, the wolves. What about my needs? Meanwhile, back with Bingo.
What are you?
I'm Michael Bolton.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, he abandoned me. Where was he when I needed him?
Silly little puppy. He's been with you the whole time.
What are you talking about? He hasn't been with me. How did I miss that?
The same way all animals miss seeing him.
They don't have peripheral vision. It's sad, really. All nitpicking aside, this is the most complete, well-done scene in the movie. It's emotionally hard-hitting. Works well. So Bingo and Wilford Brimley have a heart-to-heart.
So, what you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Mm-hmm.
You chased me here.
Well, I suppose that's true from a certain point of view.
Oh no, don't you go Obi-Wan Kenobi on me here, sir.
did all that I could to keep those animals right with you. I never once checked out.
Not once? You never once shorted me and my animals?
Yeah?
Then what are you doing here?
You were gone, I was scared. I fought so hard to hold that farm together. But when I needed you the most, you left me stranded. You abandoned me, Mac.
No, Bingo. You abandoned me. I got rid of the crows and the wolves for you. I fed you, sheltered you.
Treated your diabetes.
When you ran away, I left everything behind to come and save you.
So the farmer puts Bingo in his place and reminds him who the real farmer is. Back at the farm, Jesse's really starting to get in Doodle's head. She pushes him over the edge, and meanwhile back with Bingo, he recruits another dog, Skip, to help him take back the farm.
Don't agree to this lightly. I'm not talking about one brawl and it's back to your doghouse to lay around all day. I'm talking about a lifetime of service, loyalty to old Mac.
Well, I've got nothing left to go home to.
We're still gotta live on the farm, you idiot! Did you build that doghouse? I just had a whole conversation with the farmer about how dogs don't build stuff. Unbelievable. What are you gonna tell the farmer? Huh? Just gonna tell him, oh, sorry, I just accidentally curb stomped my house that you built for me. So sorry about that. You for real? Are you for Skip? That was a metaphor. Do you not understand metaphors, Skip? Is that beyond you? Unbelievable. No, Skip, you stay here. You stay here, Skip. Unbelievable.
Now we take care of that rooster.
So you heard then?
No. Heard what?
On one hand, that's super dark, that's terrible. It's the second example of animal homicide in this entire movie. But on the other hand... Yay, bacon!
Well, there's dozens of thugs. Only 2 of us. You got any ideas?
Oh, I got an idea.
And this leads to the coolest thing ever. Basically the ending to Hot Fuzz, except with people in animal suits. And a little Skyrim thrown in.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Bingo.
What? Sorry, what?
I said, do you have any idea?
No! Oh, come on. It was almost as bad as the time that I thought Twilight was cool. I hate these fake outs, man. So Bingo and Skip scare the animals back into their place, and admittedly it's also a funny scene. Not as cool, but it's funny. And they finally come face to face with Jesse and King Doodle.
Doodle is king of this barnyard, and he will never back down.
I'm so relieved. Guys, I'm so sorry about the mess I've made of old Mac's farm. I can't keep living like this.
The stress, the starvation, the murder, the nagging. So Doodle repents of his old ways, the farmer takes Doodle back, and Jesse is pissed.
That's it! You can keep your stupid bird and your stupid old man and his stupid overalls. I'm not finished yet. I'll be back by nightfall with all my wolves and we'll burn this farm down!
Whoa, wait. You had wolves this whole time? You said extra wolves. You said bonus wolves. Like, you just call in, just like, hey, just need to get the dog. I have bonus wolves. You guys should go do some stuff. Are you allergic to success? This is the rabies joke that we didn't come back to. This would have been a perfect time to say rabies if someone wanted to acknowledge this plot point. Did you have a bet going? Are these wolves, like, related to some, like, uncle that you're embarrassed of, and like, fine, I guess absolute last worst case scenario I'll call him in. Plot hole. Big, huge plot hole.
You and your little puppy and your stupid mama can all just...
And that's how Regina George died. No, I'm totally kidding. But she did get hurt. Some girls say they saw her head go all the way around.
Wait, where did that truck come from? Okay, whatever. So we get this epilogue where the animals are building the farm. Wait, when did stuff get broken? Like, I thought it was starvation. Like, when did... okay, whatever. Almost to the end of the movie. And we have the flaming chariot metaphor, where Skip becomes the new farm dog. Where's Bingo going? I don't know. Probably that cafe where Bruce Wayne ended up. And that was Bingo, the theme video for Hume 2016. And it was pretty solid. I mean, as far as production quality goes, you guys give yourself a hand. That was awesome. Acting, camera work, set design, costume design, like everything that was physically on the screen looked great. Aside from the little tiny things that I think could be cleaned up, like I think it was pretty solid. Not perfect. I mean, aside from the little tiny things that I pointed out, like I feel like the big problem with this film is the same one from all the previous year's films. It just feels like it doesn't understand its audience too well. I don't mean in terms of pop culture and in terms of like making references to stuff. I mean in terms of like just the audience that you're giving it to is smarter than you think they are. I mean, even for middle schoolers, I feel like they would be able to get it without kind of the voiceover explaining, oh, this character doesn't like this character, or like explicitly making points that are going to be in the sermon in the story. Like, I feel like they can connect the dots, and that's middle school. High schoolers, they're going to be like, the fall after they're at camp, they're going to be going in, they're going to be learning about Shakespeare and Jane Austen and all these books that require just so much thinking and so much attention to detail to interpret everything. They don't need to be spoon-fed information. In fact, I think if they're not being spoon-fed information, like, there's just so much more thinking going on about the film. And maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to be like the reason why the film parts are always shown before the sermon and strategically, like, sometimes they're in the morning, sometimes they're at night. You could just show it all at once or have it be like an extra, like, hey, here's a little film we made, we'll put it on the website. It's shown at camp in parts to go along with the sermon. It's supposed to have the kids think about the themes and about the story that you guys are presenting. And it's just everything is laid out and everything is just so blatantly obvious that even the stupidest camper on earth couldn't miss it. And there's no challenge, there's no point in contemplating the story or connecting it to the sermon because it's already just, it's laid out there. I don't know, I just feel like if you guys like pulled back and acted like these high schoolers were adults and this was an adult audience that could get metaphors and connect the dots and didn't need to have stuff like that explained. I don't know, I just feel like these films have a lot more like rewatch value to them. Like people would actually be talking about them in their cabins and be like, hey, I don't know if I got that. And then another camper would be like, really? That actually means this. This was supposed to symbolize this. I'm not saying you need to make like a David Cronenberg, however his name's pronounced, film, or a Stanley Kubrick film, and you need to get all metaphorical and like experimental, but just pull back from over-explaining stuff, kind of shorten the sermons that you guys put into these stories. Just make them with the thought in mind that immediately after this is shown, there's going to be somebody on stage explaining a bunch of stuff. And if they don't address any of the stuff that's in the film, I mean, like, they're going to be in cabins with other Christians who have seen the film. They're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And if nobody in the cabin gets it, they're going to be out of camp for 6 days with other people who have made the film. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Just saying, it weakens the overall product when you have to spell out stuff in this film. Again, I'm hoping that's a trend that'll change in the years to come. But again, that's just my opinion. All in all, like the production quality, would like to see stuff change a bit, but I think it was pretty good. You guys clearly put a lot of effort into this. Can't wait to see what you guys make next. So that's it for my review of Bingo. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I know this was a long video, but again, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Not sure what the video is going to be next week, but there will be a video next week, so keep your eyes out for that. And until next time, God bless, and stay saucy. I would forgive everything wrong with this movie if Batman just burst into the room and started asking this guy where Harvey Dent and Rachel are. Say my name-o. Bingo. You're gosh dang right. Themselves in ways that you don't normally see from middle schoolers. I'm excited to see what the future holds.